Hi, I haven't been online much over the past several months, and there are many reasons for that. And I'm going to tell you about that in this video. And please forgive me for reading everything. It's just been so much, and I can't do it without having written them down first. So stay tuned. I've been raped, robbed, I've had my purse stolen, my car stolen, 2 transmissions go out on me, 1 engine fall out of my car with me in it as I was driving it, another engine fall apart on me, my apartment broken into, a knife held to my throat, and so many other things that would take several hours to relate, some of which I will put in future videos. I finally came to the conclusion that I was either cursed or I had been an axe murderer in my past life, and I was paying for my sins in this one. I often thought that I was God's little soap opera, and every day was a challenge to get through to the next day. Most recently, since June 2019, I've been dealing with the following situations and experiences. You know that old saying that if it weren't for bad luck, I wouldn't have any luck at all? I live by Murphy's Law, apparently. Anything that can go wrong will go wrong. And lately, I've experienced an avalanche of bad luck. This series of unfortunate events, true events, began in June 2019. When I had dental work done. I'm 68 years old, and in my life, I have never experienced any dentist ever who so violently removed my teeth the way this dentist did. The day after the removal of my teeth, my face began to swell. Blisters appeared on my skin, which burned, scorched, and peeled. Linked below, you'll find a video I made at that time to show the progression of the different stages of burns on my face. The dentist who destroyed my life, my mouth, I should say, not my life, other dentists and all the dental assistants had no explanation for why my face burned. Excuse me. At first I was told it might be septicane or sulfur. Later, I was told that nobody had ever mentioned sulfur. But how would I have come up with the idea of using sulfur if nobody had brought it up? I wasn't allowed to see my records or my chart notes. And why would I lie about sulfur? Before I even began, the dental bills were close to $4,000. I was told to come back in the fall from June to remove the roots of my lower right molar, tooth number 31. During that time, I had moved into a manufactured home. In the first week, a kitchen drawer broke. The dishwasher broke. And a couple of weeks later, the electricity in the master bedroom and master bathroom stopped working. Because, according to the brother of one of my son-in-laws, for some unknown reason, the previous owners had exchanged all of the wiring for camper wiring. I couldn't plug in any appliances, and I had to string extension cords together from the laundry room area so I could use lights in my bedroom and my bathroom. Even while I was still unpacking, I had to go back and forth to the dentist because of pain, and I had to see other dentists because the original one abruptly left. No explanation was given to me as to why he left. And then in July, my ex-husband died. My kids were then, and still are obviously, devastated. And the pain persisted. And I made even more visits to the dentist. Because none of the dentists could figure out why I was in so much pain, I asked for my dental records and my notes, hoping to research for myself what was happening to me. I was told I wasn't allowed to have access to my records or chart notes. And just so you know, HIPAA laws were designed so that patients have the rights to view their own records and chart notes, unless your doctor is a psychiatrist, in which case you cannot see your chart notes, but you can still access your records. Today, I filed a complaint to get my chart notes and my records. In my case, the original dentist's office was extremely deceptive. Not only would nobody tell me why the original dentist left, they also wouldn't share with me information that would have enabled me to figure out what was wrong with me and what was causing me so much pain. The pain increased in intensity until I could no longer stand it. The week before Halloween, the new dentist couldn't figure out what was causing the pain, and he said, "I don't know what else to do for you," and he referred me to an oral surgeon. But I couldn't get in to see the oral surgeon for another 3 weeks, and that meant 3 more weeks of being in agony. I would have thought that the dentist would have sent my records and chart notes to the oral surgeon, since he referred me to the oral surgeon. But because the dental office acted so suspiciously, I decided to call the oral surgeon's office myself to verify that they received everything they needed to care for me. The only records they received were the records that I had sent to the original dentist in the first place, and those were just x-rays. So I called the original dentist's office and asked if they could at least send the oral surgeon everything related to the tooth for which I was being referred. As the pain progressed, every hour worse than the hour before, on a scale of 1 to 10, and this is no exaggeration, my pain level exceeded 1,000. It was intense, and I was taking thousands of milligrams of over-the-counter pain medications every day, knowing, after researching what that would do to me, that I might possibly be destroying my kidneys by taking so much. But I was so deeply entrenched in the pain, I couldn't help but take whatever I could to help relieve the pain, though nothing worked. I've had 4 children with natural childbirth. I've had a proctoscope exam without anesthesia. I've had an excruciating sentinel node biopsy where a needle was inserted directly into my nipple. But this pain, this intense, all day, all night pain, was the worst pain I've ever experienced. And it was every day, all day, weeks on end, for over 2 months. The pain had spread from above my ear to below my jaw, all the way down to my chin. Ever present, unrelenting, persistent, crushing pain. I wasn't able to do anything except lie on the couch, take way too many over-the-counter medications, and writhe in pain. Oral surgery cost me even more money. I don't have a savings account, so I had to rely on credit cards. I couldn't afford even the minimum payments on the credit cards. The oral surgery was scheduled for my root removal, but I had to wait several more days before I could get in. And I was in so much pain I couldn't even complain about it. After the root was removed, the oral surgeon prescribed antibiotics, but the pain persisted and became worse than ever. I had developed a lump under my jaw, about the size of a plum, and it felt hard, like a rock. The oral surgeon decided, after ordering a CT scan, that the tooth in front of the one the first dentist removed was infected, so he removed it as well. Apparently, when a tooth is violently removed from your mouth, the removal can cause a crack in the surrounding teeth, and that crack invites infection. The oral surgeon gave me a different antibiotic. The pain was so excessive, I just prayed to be in a coma. Then, while everything else was going on, my mom died. The news was obviously devastating, but I was in so much pain I couldn't even grieve, because the only ever-present feeling was horrendous, never-ending, crushing pain. I can't even describe to you the depth of the pain because words cannot convey the intensity of that kind of pain. The kind of pain that erases everything else going on in your life. That kind of pain that is so intensely agonizing that you can think of nothing other than the pain. After several days on the new antibiotic, the pain subsided a little and I was hopeful. I still couldn't open my mouth wide enough to accept a spoon or to speak very long without pain, and I had already lost close to 20 pounds. My mom's visitation would be coming soon, and I wanted to be without physical pain because the emotional pain was going to be hard enough. And then the electricity went out in my second bathroom. My oldest daughter, who lives in Florida, stayed with me for a couple of days so she could be here for my mom's service. The bathroom light worked, but my daughter couldn't use any of the outlets. Results of the CT scan ordered by the oral surgeon showed a nodule on my lung. The nodule didn't concern me. I have lots of nodules on my lungs, which are scars from previous respiratory infections, but a nodule also appeared on my thyroid. But that's okay. I had that checked out, and I just have to go back in another year to make sure it hasn't changed size. My mom's visitation was beautiful and emotional. They had a lovely memorial luncheon with family and friends afterward. But when I left and got into my van to drive to one of my daughter's homes, I discovered that somebody had broken into my van and forcibly removed the ignition and all wiring connected to it. My van was no longer drivable. My sisters generously gave me my mom's car to drive. The next day, I went to the DMV to transfer the title, and I was told that I had to wait a full month after my mom died before I could transfer title because Indiana had different laws than Illinois, and it would cost me $175 for the title transfer and $15 for taxes. Fortunately, the man who towed my van offered to give me $500 for the van, which was better than investing several $100s into fixing it. So I had money to pay for the title. And then the infection returned, and I had to go on more antibiotics. You know, if you look at the title of my channel, you'll see that I try to find joy in everything that's going on in my life. And it's been really, really difficult to do that lately. Even now, 8 months after that original dentist violently removed my teeth, several upper jaw fragments protrude from my gum everywhere. But I remind myself that all things must pass, that love never dies, and memories bring loved ones to life. I'm still surrounded by love from my kids, grandkids, great-grandkids, sisters, friends, relatives. I don't know if I'll ever recover financially, but I'm not going to focus on what I don't have. I'm going to find joy in what I do have, like spending time with family and friends, crafting, and you. Because you are taking your time to watch this video if you've made it this far. I hope you'll subscribe and like this video. I would appreciate more than you will ever know if you would please visit any of my shops. I'll list some of them below. I sell t-shirts and sweatshirts, totes, onesies, mugs, more. I thank you for watching, and I thank you for listening. Please find a little joy and sprinkle it everywhere. My family and I could use some joy right now. Thanks again.